Hi, my name is Kathy Six here with Amtra Solutions. For this week's Tech Tip Tuesday, we'll be talking about team permissions that you can set as a team owner. Let's just take a look at our team's application and we can go through how this is going to work. So I'm in my teams and I'm going to click into the ellipses in whatever team I want to manage. So I'm going to click into the ellipses, click manage team, and I get a whole bunch of different options at the top here. Today we're talking about our settings. And specifically, we'll be talking about member permissions and guest permissions here. So I'll expand this and go through each of these options. So here you can set things as the team owner. You can set some different options to make sure that your team members are using the team and the channels in the way that you envision. So as an example, you can select whether to allow members to create and update channels, whether they can create a new channel, whether they can rename a channel. That's up to you as a team owner. So you can deselect this if you have a specific vision about how you want your teams and channels to be set up. You can also select or deselect whether members can create private channels if this is something that's allowed in your organization. This is something that I highly recommend turning off, as if a team member can create a private channel, they don't necessarily need to invite you as an owner. So you want to have oversight over everything that's happening with your team. So deselect this unless you have a specific reason for why you would want your team members to be able to create private channels. Deleting and restoring channels in Teams is not super easy, but it can be done with a few clicks. So this is another thing that you can turn off just to make sure that you have a little bit more control as a team owner, making sure that team members cannot delete a channel by accident or delete a channel, on purpose if they think it's no longer needed, but you still want to use that channel for a specific purpose. Apps, custom apps, and tabs and connectors, those are all things that you can set whether team members are able to create, add, customize these. Again, if you have a specific vision as a team owner about how you want your team to be used, these are things that you might want to take some control over. You can mark whether owners can delete all messages. So this is you as a team owner. If you have multiple team owners, this is something that you might want to consider as well, whether you want to keep all messages or whether you want owners to be able to delete them. And then talking about deleting and editing from members, you can also set those options here as well. Looking into guest permissions, if we have allowed members to create and update channels, then you can also select whether guests can do the same thing. So I can let members, so other people in my organization that are team members, create and update channels, but I can disallow guests to be able to do the same thing, and the same for deletion. So you can either select or deselect whether guests can delete their own channels, depending on your member permissions at the top. So members will always get more permissions than guests will. So be sure to go and take a look at those team settings of those teams that you want to make sure that you have some oversight of. As we move towards less teams and more channels, having team owners with a little bit more oversight and responsibility in terms of their own team management and team use will definitely drive more adoption and help people be very clear about how to use their team and where to post. Thanks so much for watching today. Stay tuned for next week's Tech Tip Tuesday. Have a wonderful day.